You're listening to BL in the Air. My name is Shai,
And I'm Alex.
and this is a podcast where we talk about all things Thai BL related. Today, we kind of wanted to do something we haven't done before and chat a little bit more about like what's going on in the fandom right now, maybe gossip a little bit. Anything like good or bad or crazy that's happened just in the Thai BL fandom. We just kind of wanted to, I don't know, just discuss. We have our tea. Tea ready. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh,
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking golden milk. So it's like
Nice.
turmeric and honey and milk and cinnamon. It's really good.
When
What
I
about
hear
you?
gold milk, I think of golden blood.
Oh yeah, my
Yeah,
golden.
because
This is
yeah.
what if I was a vampire, this is what I would imagine blood would taste like.
Well, I would hope so. I bet it's better than what it actually tastes
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. What about you?
I am drinking a cherry vanilla cinnamon Christmas
Mm,
tea thing.
that sounds nice. Is it just like an
That's
herbal tea?
it's German. I don't know.
Okay. I was like, whatever.
When I go to Germany, I always buy like a bulk of like different teas because our tea
Mm,
selection here is kind of boring.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I feel that. Oh,
mm.
well, I guess before we gossip, what's in the air with you today?
Oh gosh, I've been on a rewatch binge first.
Mm-hmm.
I rewatched Between Us, which I
Mm,
love so much,
yeah.
and I found out there's like a special or something that we didn't get that is now lost media that involved a wedding.
Wait, did they film it or?
I've seen photos and that's
Okay.
it. I have not seen even like a trailer for it, so I don't know how far it
Damn.
got. And I'm so upset because Between Us is like my comfort show.
Yeah. Aw.
Um, so but knowing canon that there's a wedding and who got married, I'm like it's fine. I can accept that.
I love when it's just like the stereotypical like s- Thai BL special episode. It's always there's always gonna be like a wedding involved,
hmm
and I love it. You know.
Yeah. So I rewatched that, and then I'm about halfway through Love Mechanics because I know I've watched it, but I have no memory of
Mm-hmm.
it. As I'm watching it, stuff's been coming back, and I'm like, all right, I did watch this.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
I remember like talking about it like this was like pre Jack and Joker era
hmm
because I know there's like it's with all the End of Love like series,
yeah,
right? Yeah, and I was remember being like, oh yeah, I've heard like the Love Mechanics is good, but like there's so many of them,
hmm
and I was like, I don't know if I need to like start at a certain place. I think I was just confused. So
yeah, I was too, and I did some research because everyone was even before Jack and Joker, everyone was always talking about yin and war, and,
mm-hmm.
and so I finally like figured it out, and you can watch Love Mechanics without watching the other ones.
Yeah,
So
okay,
um I don't like Ian's character,
okay.
which makes me sad because I love Jack and Joker so much.
Mm-hmm. Is he just like mean?
No, he's just a cheater.
Oh. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that
Yeah.
plot.
So that gives me the ick.
Yeah, but
Um,
definitely makes it less it makes it like more difficult to root for a character, you know?
yeah. So, but aside from that, I started last night Bad Guy My Boss.
Oh yeah, how was that?
I it's not great.
Is it like
I
enjoyable though?
yeah, I mean, I'm having a good time, but
That's
I'm
good.
like I mean, I binged 5 episodes in one night, so I mean, it can't be that
Mhm.
bad, right? It's
Yeah.
just there's a lot of NC scenes in this,
Okay.
like a
Yeah.
lot,
Okay, dang.
and they're not 4 minute like bad, but they're pretty spicy.
Okay.
But it's like pretty much all the actors in this is like their first show, so it's
Mm.
a bunch of new people.
Is it like
Um,
a boss and a babe type situation where it's like dating your boss kind of thing?
it's it's the secretary to the boss has
Okay.
feelings for the boss. It's it's almost. Did you watch the K drama What's Wrong with Secretary Kim?
No,
Okay, because it's got kind
unfortunately.
of that dynamic a little bit where like the secretary does like everything and like knows everything and whatever, and then It's when the boss overhears that he's like thinking about like quitting the job, and
Mm,
then somehow in there is like, oh no, I like you, right? And starts like pursuing him. Um,
okay, okay.
but also he like sleeps around a lot, so
Mm.
um, it gets a little complicated with all of that. Um, but I mean, it's been fun. I will say I don't think I realized how much I pay attention to locations until the show. This is the one
Oh, yeah, like
I
filming
sent you.
locations.
Yeah, because this is the one where I sent you like the random elevator, and I was like, "Is this the elevator from this specific scene in my stand?"
I know, I love recognizing like shooting locations and stuff.
Yeah, and so, and then the boss's house is the one with the death stairs.
Right. Classic. Yeah.
Um, but
Which,
also
if you
I've
haven't seen it, by the way, there's like this house that a lot of people film in where they have this staircase with like, it's like a floating staircase and it has no railings and it looks like the most dangerous thing ever.
so there's multiple houses, right? So the
Yeah.
one I think you're talking about is the one that was Payu's house in Love in the
Oh,
Air,
that
right?
is the one that comes to mind first when I, yeah.
Yeah, so there's that one. This
Okay.
isn't that one. This is the one you wouldn't have seen it, but it's in Cutie Pie.
Okay.
And it's Max's house, so it's second male lead's house.
Okay.
So it's the staircase is like against the wall,
Mm-hmm.
um, but it still doesn't have a railing.
Ah.
I think it might have been the last Twilight house too. I think.
Oh, okay. I
I
don't
don't
remember
remember.
stairs in the last Twilight house, but I mostly just remember the kitchen.
Yeah, I want to say because it was like because it's the kitchen and then like the dining room and then the back wall of the dining room is the stairs.
Okay.
Um, I'm trying to think because it's been in a bunch of shows. I can't remember the other ones right now.
Yeah.
But also there's another set from this one. Oh, the other thing, the secretary in this one, his house also has death stairs where it's just stairs with like no wall on either side and no railing or anything. So I don't know what Thailand has against handrails
I
on
don't,
stairs.
because I know we like in the US you like legally have to have
Yeah.
a handrail. And
Mm-hmm.
so I guess oh man, every time I see those I just think like what if you come home drunk and you just like stumble on the stairs and you just like die because you fell off your stairs in your house because there's no railing, you know?
Yeah, so actually so between us,
Hmm.
um Boone's character's family lives in Payu's house from Love in the Air. So he's got the floating stairs.
Oh,
And at
that
one
one, yeah.
point, Boone's younger brother in the show, which is played by Santa, um,
Okay.
he's running up the stairs and literally is like sliding on like the platform because you know how it goes
Mhm.
like up one way and then there's platform and it goes up the other way.
Yeah.
He like gets to the top platform and he's got so much momentum that he like starts to slide. I was like, oh no. I was like, I hope he didn't like fall in between takes or something.
Yeah, that's crazy. I would
I
be
was
afraid to like film there, honestly.
I was so stressed watching him run up those stairs.
Yeah. No, I would be too, honestly.
Yeah. So I've been houses are a big thing. I think apparently that elevator just was a very iconic elevator.
Mm-hmm. It really is.
Yeah, because that was
That elevator and the 4-minute elevator. The like when
yeah.
I think of like elevators and dramas.
hmm but yeah, it's been the main thing for me, I think.
Hmm.
Bad Guy My Boss, and then of course everything that's on air right now. Um
Yeah. And you watched the trainee too.
oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Uh
Yeah. We were talking
yeah.
about that a little bit.
Yeah. I like the training up until the end. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's off gun. I just somehow I always forget how attractive I find like off until like I have to like watch him in something and I'm like, "Oh, right, yeah."
Yeah.
Of course. Like
Yeah, literally me watching Osan's Love and being just blinded by Earth's lethal face card the whole show. I'm like, anytime he smiles, I'm just like, oh my god, he's so beautiful. Because I never get to see him smile in shows. He's always like
yeah.
grumpy. And so I see him smile once and I'm just like, I don't even know what's happening. This is all I can focus on.
That's so funny because like for me when it's Osan's Love and it's Earth Mix, I'm always focused on Mix.
Yeah, in other shows, like in Moonlight, no, not Moonlight Chicken. Well, that one. but mostly like Tale of a Thousand Stars, like
Mm-hmm.
mixes so beautiful in that show because he's like focused on more and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But this show, it's like, I don't know, just seeing like silly, smiley Earth, I'm like, wow, I'm blinded right now.
It's nice to see him not looking aged up.
That too, yeah. He looks, yeah,
Looking his age.
looking at, yeah, his age. I don't know, like, it's so funny to me how he's like GMMTV's like token old man, and he's not that old. He's younger than a lot of the other actors.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think he's like 30,
No, I
but
think he's like 28 or something like that.
yeah. So it cracks me up when they're like, yeah, this is like a 42-year-old man, and I'm like, no, that's not. It's really not.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah. So
yeah.
besides Of Son's Love, what's in the air with you?
Same old. I mean, okay, so yesterday I had nothing to do, really, and I was like, okay, I can either start a new show or Hello Kitty Island Adventure just was released on Switch. And
Okay.
I was like, what should I do? And I went with Hello Kitty Island Adventure. So
Worth it?
it's so, yes, I love it. It's so fun. It's kind of like a mix of like Animal Crossing and like Breath of the Wild almost. Cuz like the world's really big and there's like kind of like shrines where there's like puzzles inside of it.
That's cool.
I'm loving it. I love all the Sanrio characters. So yeah, I was like, I really had to sit and think like, which do I want to do? And I was like, I need to play Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
That's fair.
So yeah. Otherwise, I mean, I've talked about this in the past weeks, but I'm currently airing is like Oh Sons Love Thailand, The Heart Killers, and
Tempo.
Those are the ones that I am watching like as they air. So yeah.
Tempo is so cute.
Tempo is it's killing me. I'm loving it. It's like I'm loving the like it's like really fluffy but like also a little angsty like the last episode, and I was like really feeling it, you know. I like the balance.
I do too. They've done a good job with it. It was one of those I was excited for it because I was like I like and whatever, but I wasn't expecting it to be this good.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I was very excited for it because I'm like, oh, the concept's pretty interesting. Like, haven't really seen too many other shows like this, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I can't think of any that really involve like the idol industry.
I know the only ones that I could think of were oh god, what's the Only Boo. A little bit just because the like one of the leads, he's like auditioning for idol groups like throughout the show, but he doesn't like start out like as a famous idol or anything. Like that's the only other one I could think of other than like you know like the old Kate dramas where it's like, what is it, You're Beautiful, is that what it's called? But the one, it's like, it's not BL really, but it's like a girl dresses up as a boy and joins a K-pop boy band and like falls in love with another member of her band.
Oh,
that is the other one where I was like, okay, that's kind of like idol-y, but yeah,
I've watched some like idol ones, but they're all like straight shows. So it's on the Korean side, which I mean I guess makes more sense. The industry is a little more established there.
Yeah.
T-pop's coming up though. T-pop is bopping along.
Yeah, I've been listening. Should we get into the gossip then?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay.
I don't know how much you know about like JASP.ER, like what the whole concept and deal is with that group.
I mean, I just know the people in it. I'm like, oh yeah, those are all actors I know.
Yeah, so for those of you not in the know, Project JASP.ER is a T-pop group out of GMM. It's Jung, Santa. Is it Boom or is it Ow? I don't remember.
I know.
Now I'm gonna have to look it up.
There.
Yeah, it's Pond. It's Ow. It's Ow.
It's Ow. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I knew it was one of them. So it's Ow, Pond, Jung, and Santa. And
oh, that's the letters of their names is JASP.
Oh right,
Okay.
I knew that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
That makes sense.
So they're a project group right now, which means they're very much temporary, right? They said it depends on the fan reception if they get to drop the name Jasper. or excuse me, they dropped the name of the project in their name and just become Jasper. So they actually just call themselves Jasper. They don't say Project Jasper.
Okay.
So they need a lot of hype so that they get to stick.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, I think that a lot of this has been GMM TV just going, good luck, guys,
Yeah.
with like
Here you
minimum
go.
help. But they've been teasing each other over the last few days. And it started with one of them. I don't remember who. I don't remember what order, but it's been like somebody was like, I'm trying to get us in a queue to like go practice, but you know, somebody's busy and it's like somebody with like their ship partner. So
Yeah.
it'll be like June whining and it's Pond and Pooin together because Pond's birthday was recently.
Oh.
And so Pooin came with a cake, and so they're posting about like cake and whatever, you know, the typical stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so it was like that, and then and so everyone's like in the comments going, yeah, and this is why we can't practice anything. But then, it's the next one will post something, like saying I'll post something with like Perth, right? Because, you know, Perfect 10 Liners is airing right now, so they've big in the promo stuff, and they just finished filming that a couple days ago. They finally had their last queue a couple days ago. And so, and it's like, oh, here's the next one. This is why we couldn't have a queue today. And it just kept going until it was like all four of them have like whined about the other one, and it's like at one point somebody goes, you know, it'd be easier to just announce our disbandment than actually get together to practice it. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
After the way Pond said sadistic in that song, like the clip with him like looking super serious and like or super crazy, I need him to do more music with them.
Yeah. I know, I just can't. Yeah, I guess like they all joke about it must be so hard to coordinate like 4 different actors' schedules to do a music project. Like,
yeah, especially like everybody's like booked and busy, right?
yeah.
Because Alan Boom and Perth and Santa are dealing with Perfect 10 Liners.
Yeah, and what is that one show they're doing with the new
with
one that they're
Great and
In?
In, it's
Yeah,
what is it, Memoir of Love or something like that?
something like Memoir of Rati, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think because like Al was in that show too, which
Yeah.
seems like they're getting ready to start filming soon.
Yeah, I suspect, just knowing characters, that Alan Boom probably weren't too much in the last like set of cues for Perfect 10 Liners, because they fit more in with Perth Santa's arc.
Okay.
Yeah, so Perth and Santa will have been throughout the whole part of it just because they're main characters in it, but Alan Boom are side characters related to those two. So I don't expect to see them nearly as much here after next week.
Yeah.
We're almost done with the Perth Santa arc, and I'm so sad because it's been so cute. I don't know what I'm going to do about the love teacher, whatever age thing that's going to happen, because I love them together, but I don't know.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Jung and Dunk have been doing Heart Killer stuff, but I don't think they're filming anything right now for that, so I think it's just normal PR.
Yeah.
And then Pond and Pooin, I don't actually know what Pond's been up to. So
Yeah,
maybe he has the most free time.
Yeah, he's the one in the practice room.
Yeah, I feel like he doesn't have free time. I just don't know what he's doing. He's probably doing a lot of the modeling stuff more than anything. But it was really funny watching them like all like bother each other and be mad at each other, you know, playfully mad.
Yeah. That's funny.
And then they posted a photo today, the 4 of them did, with all of them holding their shirt up and showing off their abs.
Oh my god.
I'm like, thank you. Like, this is such a random photo.
Yeah. Oh my god. Whenever I see pictures of guys like lifting their shirts up, I'm just kind of like, I just don't think I'm straight enough for this. I'm just kind of like, put your shirt back on, dude. Like, your body looks great, but I also like, I don't need to see it.
It's such like a gym bro move.
It is.
Right?
That's what it feels like. I feel like it's for like to attract like other men and stuff, like not even yeah, not even in a gay way, but just in like, you know, like in a gym bro way where it's like like these buff guys at the gym, like they're trying to impress other men, they're not trying to impress like I'm not the target audience.
No. So no, not at all.
Yeah.
The fans were like photoshopping shirts back onto them, or like Or like their ship partners' faces onto this stuff. So I'm like, nope, not our property.
That's so funny.
But yeah,
Well,
I will say the vibes are definitely different when like Jung will do like a solo like gym shirt up like photo in the
mhm.
gym, which it's still I'm like, oh, okay. But like them just literally just standing in a line like in the
Oh,
practice room and just holding their shirt up, I was like, what is happening?
yeah, that's funny actually. Well, that's what they're
Oh,
doing instead of practicing.
no, apparently. When they're not bothering each other for having other events.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully we get more
Well,
music from them.
yeah.
It's a fun little group, you know.
Hmm.
Like love the
Yeah.
combination of people they got going on.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about the combo at first because I was like, I don't know, like I knew like Jung and like Pond were good friends, but I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't really know much outside of that. But
Yeah.
apparently, I mean, it's GMM. I feel like everybody's pretty decent friends or friendly with each other. So
Yeah.
even Santa's the newest, right? Because he
Mhm.
came from Wabi Sabi.
Yeah.
So
Well, if we want to talk about the two people at GMM who are not friendly with each other, but
maybe there are now.
maybe they're chill now. This was a while ago, but we haven't talked about it, so and
Yeah,
I'm not over it either.
I'm not either. It still pops. I don't think a lot of people are over it yet because it still
Yeah,
pops up on my socials.
me too.
Um,
It's of course the OhmNanon Star Olympics interactions,
yeah.
um, which I guess I don't even know where do you start if you're unfamiliar.
I think we talked a little bit about it in the Bad Buddy episode, but
We
like,
did.
so I mean, I guess background would be that Ohm and Nanon were in Bad Buddy together as the lead, so they were the ship partner and really popular, right? Like,
Oh my god, yeah, huge. I mean, their chemistry is like
it's so good.
unmatched in my
Yeah.
opinion. Like they're just like hot off the bat with and that's pretty much the only they were in a little bit of vice versa,
Mm-hmm.
but Bad Buddy was pretty much the only show that they were paired in together. But it was a massive hit, you know.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those that even now, like years later, it's still like top BL, right?
Mhm.
Um, so a lot of this happened like before me because Bad Buddy came out way before I started in BL, and then whatever happened between the two also happened. But it was kind of public, right?
Yeah, we don't know what happened, but they
Yeah.
had a falling out. There is like one video of them where they're like heatedly arguing, like almost physically fighting like in public.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really all we know is that like they something happened where they couldn't even like keep their cool in public.
Yeah,
Um
which is bad. Like,
yeah, that doesn't happen. Like could
no,
yeah.
divorce errors happen, and sometimes you can tell when like there's something going on, but like
Mhm.
maybe not outright, because there's been some like I guess more recently there was speculation that Jung and Dunk had a divorce era, but if they did, it was like a day.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's like some awkwardness for like a couple days where it was like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, and that's a little. But outside of that, like I know Earth Mix had their divorce era, but I don't think anyone knew about it till afterwards,
No,
right?
yeah, they like kind of retrospectively were like, yeah, we were not on good terms for like 4 months or however long, 6 months, I don't know.
Depends on who you
It
ask
depends on
from
who
the
you
two.
ask, yeah.
Earth says 3, Mix says 6.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. But like
um,
I don't think like ever, I don't know. I've seen
no,
actors, especially I mean two who are paired together,
yeah,
publicly beef, but we don't know what about. But
yeah.
all we know is that after that they stopped working together pretty much
They weren't
and
even really seen at events together, right? Like,
no, I think they really avoided contact for the most
mhm.
part and fans were kind of left hanging because GMM didn't really announce the split of the couple until recently, which is like a whole other thing. But basically, I mean, they kind of just like tried to like kind of fizzle it out, but they had such like diehard fans, and some of them would like go to fan signs of Nanan and bring like big posters of like Ohm's face and whatever, like it really disrespectfully.
Mhm.
Um,
They did
And
that
so,
both ways, by
yeah.
the way. So
Yeah.
it's not one side of the fan base is worse than the others. They're
No,
both
no.
crazy. Um,
Yeah, and that's only when that happened was, I don't know, what, 2024? And
yeah,
only
it was early
then,
last year.
yeah, GMM put out a statement. They were like, okay, this couple's officially split.
Hmm.
Which we were like, yeah, we know they like fought publicly and then haven't worked together in like 3 years. I kind of figured,
Yeah,
but some fans didn't quite respect that.
that
And
might have actually been in 2023 still,
it might have been, I don't remember. It's somewhere
because
around there.
it had to have been before they announced Kidnap.
Oh, okay. Before because has another partner he's doing shows
Yeah.
with now.
Mm-hmm.
And Nanon's not really doing BL anymore.
No.
So, yeah. um, so that's kind of where we left off with these two. And then the GMMTV they had their like Star Olympics, which is, they get all their actors together and they just play sports, and it's like it's really fun, whatever. But these two were on like opposing sides of like soccer game. Was it
Yeah,
soccer? Yeah.
it was soccer.
Um and so the Nan's like goalie, and then there's like a couple times where him and kind of like they have like a very friendly like rivalry, and they're kind of like playfully like you know egging each other on, and it's a very bad buddy. Like this is exactly what happens in the show, so people were losing their fucking minds. It's like all of the actors there too were like freaking out about it, which is like, I love that they were all like fujoing out together. But
Gemini had the biggest reaction.
yeah,
He was like standing like 2 feet away from when like I think fell like on like Nanon's like feet or something like that, like right in front of him, and Nanon like helps him up and like pats him on the like ass and then like sends him on.
yeah,
And Gemini just like loses it, just stops what he's doing and just like doubles over in shock.
yeah. Gemini is a child of divorce.
Yeah. But it's funny because in the clip of like Gemini 2, you can see like there's like some staff on like the court, like side of the court or whatever, the field court, because it's indoor, like it's like on a basketball court they're playing.
Yeah.
And like there's like some staff there, and the staff are like slapping each other like on the legs of like, oh my god, did you just see
happened? It's so good. It like, I feel like it healed something in all of us, where like as big fans of the show and the ship, like obviously I respect them for not like whatever happened, they needed distance, like I
Mhm.
get it, but at the same time, of course, like I loved them together, so I want them to be friends, like
Mhm.
I don't want there to be any beef between them. And so
Yeah.
it makes me very happy to see that, at least like because of the time they took apart, maybe now that they've reached this point where they're okay, like interacting,
Mhm.
playfully together publicly. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I just,
'Cause
it just like gives me hope that like, okay, hopefully like, yeah, their relationship, even if it like, maybe they'll never
just
be friends
privately,
again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we don't know it privately and stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, at GMM there's like enough between, because there's the Star Olympics, and then there's the Love Out Loud event in the spring, and then there's all the like announcement stuff. So there's plenty of chances for us to see them publicly interact.
Hmm.
So maybe we will now.
Yeah. I just don't want them to be like, I just don't want them to hate each other,
Yeah, no, for
because
sure.
I mean, these two actors, they made just like an amazing show. Like I love Bad
Mhm.
Buddy. I think it's fantastic. And so you don't want these two people who made such a beautiful thing together to like hate each other in real life,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You know what would be wild?
hmm.
When we get Love Out Loud in like May or whenever it happens,
Yeah.
if they did a song together.
We're getting a little crazy now.
No. Do you know how much that would break everybody?
Oh my god, yeah. It really would break everyone, me
Because
included.
Yeah, because honestly, the move would be to not even tell anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Like none of the like other like actors under GMM, and just have it like start as just one of them. And then the other one come out and you just watch everyone just like lose it again. Like
Yeah.
that would be peak for me.
Does sing? I don't think I've ever
I
seen
don't think
him.
so.
I don't think he does. But yeah.
I think he sings in Kidnap, but I don't know that he sings well. I
Yeah.
don't remember.
In Bad Buddy, it's like Nanon sings a bunch, but it's
Yeah,
only him.
that's fine. We can get on the drums again.
Yeah, get him on the
We we
drums.
can we can have a we can have a Bad Buddy moment.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That
I
that
would
might be
cry.
pushing it. Yeah, that might be pushing it too far with
Y-
the fandom because we've already had like the issues before they were like
Mhm.
friendly.
Yeah.
But that would so be just incredible.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah. I'm happy we're at this place at least. Now it feels like closure to fans
Hmm.
in a way.
Yeah.
So whatever, I don't know, whatever their relationship is privately, I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just to see that they can handle being around each other again because it was more of Nanan just didn't go to anything, it feels like, because I don't think I saw
mhm.
him at much.
Yeah. I don't know like the full details of their
Yeah.
falling out and like all of, because I wasn't really even to this day, all this whole list of stuff Alex did it all, because I don't know if any drama happens in the fandom, I literally don't know about it. I'm like somehow I don't know. I just don't see
There's
that stuff. So I like honestly like at the time I'm like I don't remember people talking about it, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm so deep into the socials and
Yeah.
stuff that I just
That's fair.
though I'll say the stuff I try to ignore though is like the fandom fights because
Yeah.
they're so
It's
dumb.
stupid, yeah.
Like
Like
there
who
was
cares?
like I guess recently, like this past week, so they have the live house thing, right? It's GMM, like a weekly show from
Mhm.
them. Like just a interview and whatever and goofy time. And it was Earth and Mix for Osan's Love this time, right?
Mhm.
First hosted though for them because I think they change out hosts and stuff for it too. And so this was first time hosting and he was a surprise host. Like Cao Tung didn't even know that he was hosting. Cao Tung caught on because he's like, "Why do you have a schedule that I don't have?"
Yeah.
Which is I think is hilarious.
Suspicious.
And Mix posted a photo of First from it, and people got mad
Why?
because that's not his ship partner, and he's supposed to be promoting Osan's Love, and like it was so dumb. It was so dumb. So like
Okay.
drama like that, I
In
try to like stay out of.
Moonlight Chicken, they were shipped. I'm just gonna. It was kind of a ship runner at one point.
Yeah, and it just like First was really nervous, so like at one point Mix like told him like he was doing a good job and stuff like that, and so it was one of those because it was like yeah, it was focused on Earth and Mix, but like also Mix can support his other friend because we know Earth, Cowtongue, Mix, and First are all like that's our four
Yeah,
introverts,
we know they're besties. Like
right? Like
it's
come
not
on,
weird at all for them to post a picture together. Like
no,
come
it was
on.
so yeah, it's so like that show's already been a little rocky on the first Cowtongue side because in the background they have posters for all of the shows airing. And a
Mm,
couple weeks ago, they didn't have any for the Heart Killers.
really?
Yeah, they didn't have any.
Oh,
And I think the backlash was bad enough because the next week there was two.
there you go. All right.
There was I think first Tung had their own poster and Jung Dunk had their own poster.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So there's a lot of like that kind of drama where I'm like, this is stupid, guys. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Um, there's also like from the Heart Killers again. There's a lot of people that don't like Dunk's acting.
Yeah. I
I
don't
don't
get
get
it.
it.
He's the best character in the show.
Right? Like Dunk as style is the greatest thing to happen to friggin' BL. I don't
Yeah.
care what anyone says. I love him so much.
Mhm. I like the way he plays style. He's
I
so
do
like
too.
aloof, and I think
Right?
it's great.
Because they're all talking about how like Cao Tung and Jung both act really well like with their eyes. You get a lot of emotion and expression out of their eyes. And it's like, okay, yes, but that is not the type of character style is,
Yeah, he's
right?
not a very sensitive guy.
No. Like he has his moments, sure, but like overall, like he's loud, boisterous, kind of insane. Like honestly, of the four, he's the most insane.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so
he's out freaking them for sure.
right, so it's one of those where I'm like, I don't. You guys are missing the point of the character.
Yeah,
Like, So yeah, there's a lot of dumb stuff like that. So like I see a lot of that where I'm like, I'm choosing to ignore because
Mm.
this is stupid.
See, I'm glad I don't see that stuff because I would get like heated, you know? I'd be like, "Are you stupid?"
Yeah, there's a lot of where I'm like,
Yeah.
So I like seeing the actors like tease each other, that kind of like
Mhm.
drama, whatever, you know, the stuff that's not real drama, like
Yeah.
the fans getting mad at whatever. The only time I pay attention to it is when an actor responds.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
then
Shuts
I'm
it
like, okay,
down.
right, that's where I'm like, what's happening? What
Yeah.
has gotten bad enough that somebody's had to say something?
Yeah.
Um,
Also, like the translate thing on Twitter isn't like the best. So
oh,
I
it's
feel like
terrible.
a lot of the times too, even if I see something like I'll translate it and I'll be like, yeah, I still don't understand. I'll just like scroll on.
I go look for people that translate. I actually
Mhm.
tweeted about that today because there was something. So the problem is, even if the translators were good,
Mhm.
First and Kowtown don't type correctly.
Oh, yeah.
So you have that problem.
Like
And then
me
there's,
too. Like me tweeting in English, it's like a mess.
yeah, but they do it intentionally.
Yeah.
Like they haven't spelled the word friend right in like a year and a half. Um, and it's like, okay, like, yeah, you guys are friends or however you spell it, sure.
Mhm.
Um, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
um, and then like today first was tweeting something and like somebody had to like break down like line by line like this is what he meant by what he said because like the literal translation doesn't make any sense.
Mm.
And so I like quote tweeted and I was like uh Thai translators are like the heroes of BL Twitter or whatever because it's tough.
Yeah. They really are. Salute.
um right, my favorite has been for Jeff Sutter. The studio on Saturn account will quote tweet him with translations going, we're going to try to explain this. Because the way he talks, there's so many like double entendres or like double meanings, triple meanings sometimes where it's like, okay, he said this, but he also meant X, Y, and Z probably.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when your own like staff can't decipher what you're saying in English, like please
Yeah.
have have pity.
Yeah. I mean, translating's such an art. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
that's when
backbone of society.
yeah, when I have to translate it between like German and English, and I'm like, okay, maybe don't do it literally, and I have to think, I'm like, okay, how would I actually say this in
Yeah,
English?
right.
It's tough. I do not envy anyone, but I appreciate everyone who translates the Thai stuff
Yeah, exactly.
because
We
most of it doesn't translate.
no. Where would we be without you?
Very lost.
Yeah. I guess the one drama that I did see though, because this is huge, is the Pit Babe season 2 Omegaverse drama. Which I was
The rage.
heated about. I was so mad. Oh my god. Basically, okay, let me calm down. So,
Already.
listen, if you're making me sit here and defend Omegaverse, you know you've done something really wrong because I have to sit here now and defend Omegaverse like super hard. But
Hmm.
basically the author of Pit Babe, the one who wrote the novels specifically, she put out a thing and was like, I am now taking the Omegaverse out of the Pit Babe story in the next novel. So like, I guess I don't know if you don't know, Pit Babe is like a racing novel that was turned into a show, but also it features like Omegaverse elements. So like there are alphas in the show. It's basically just alphas that have like superpowers. In the novel, I think there's like omegas and stuff, but
Yeah, so what happened there is so the author wrote the first book with Omegaverse, and
mm-hmm.
in the first after she wrote that was when she decided she didn't like Omegaverse anymore and that it was problematic for whatever reason.
Yeah, like
Um,
okay.
and that was before the movie or the drama came out, the BL. And
Mm-hmm.
so she with whatever contract she signed with them to produce this, they had to skirt as much of the Omegaverse, which is why it's never like directly addressed.
Yeah.
Um, and that's why we only have alphas and you don't hear about the omegas or whatever, because in the book they're there and those characters are in the show, but they're never like explicitly said one way or another. They're just people hanging out.
Yeah, right. Which is interesting because watching the show, that was a question I had. I was like, why the hell
Mm-hmm.
is everyone an alpha? Like,
Yeah.
it's the alphaverse here. But then, okay, so, okay, a couple problems with this. First of all, that's bad writing. Like, I'm sorry, but like, if, like, let's say, like, okay, Rick Riordan, he puts out the first Percy Jackson book. And then he goes, "Hey guys, I just found out that Greek mythology is problematic. So in the second book, I'm going to take out all the Greek mythology stuff and they're just going to have like superpowers." Like that's bad writing. You can't just like
Yeah.
retcon your entire like world building. Like
Yeah.
in
At that
in
point, just
any
don't write a second book.
yeah, in any context in any situation, just like you can't do that. Just yeah, literally write a new story. Like
Yeah.
whether it's Omegaverse or not, like if that's the world building that you have built the story on, you cannot just remove it. Like what?
Right. And then I wanna know what she claimed was problematic, because I want to
Yes.
say like some of it was like the like whatever the because okay, this is way more Omegaverse than I wanted to ever talk about
Yeah.
in my life. But it was like part of it was like whatever hormonal like supplement, basically like the birth control for
Mhm.
like going into heat or whatever. Like I think it was that it was like on the omegas or whatever to take, and then like there was like something with the pregnancy, some problematic thing, and I'm like, okay, but like one of the other BL content creators that I follow like made a point of like this is how you have that conversation of how fucked up that is, that like women have to take all their birth control, right?
Yeah.
Without having that conversation about gender, right? You
Exactly.
you level the playing field when everybody's a dude. Um
Yeah, that's like exactly it cuz like anything I guess problematic in Omegaverse
it's
are
problematic for
things
women.
yeah, are things that women have to deal with. So if it's like, in Pit Babe, there's kind of a plot line of like sexual assault. Obviously, like, yeah, that's problematic, but that's not like from the Omegaverse. That's just like a bad thing that happens. Like
Mhm.
that's not and also it's like, girlie, you wrote the book. If you didn't want anything problematic, you should have wrote it without anything problematic.
Right?
Like you created the story. But
I,
I do think like when I was watching Pit Babe, I didn't think it was problematic because
no.
anything that bad that did happen, like the sexual assault stuff, was treated as bad, which I'm like, that's the right way to do this, you know?
Yeah, that's how you write a plot.
Yeah, like there's a difference between, for example, like Tarn Type and Pit Babe, both which kind of deal with like sexual harassment and stuff. And there's a reason why I like Pit Babe and I didn't like Tarn Type, because Tarn Type, it was kind of seen as like romantic and like okay to do, and then in Pit Babe
Mhm.
it was like a really fucked up like relationship ending thing
Mhm.
that happened. And so I like when I saw the problematic thing, I was like, I don't think Pit Babe is problematic. Like, I don't
No.
know.
There was nothing problematic that was problematic in a way where I was like, this show is terrible. It was like,
Mhm.
okay, this is the plot,
Yeah.
right? Like the
Like
plot was the forced pregnancy
mhm.
like thing. Like, spoiler, whatever. Go listen to our 2 hours or 2 episodes on it.
Yeah.
But like there's all of this to it, and I'm like, okay, knowing what we know with how season one ends,
Mhm.
what is season two supposed to be if you take out Omegaverse?
Yeah.
Because the whole plot of season one is this forced pregnancy whatever thing,
Mhm.
um, that comes from Omegaverse.
Okay, yeah. And that's the other crazy thing is the author keeps doubling down that Omegaverse has nothing to do with the first season anyway. She's like, you could just think of them as having superpowers. And it's like,
No.
no, because one of the main plots of the show is trying to get a man pregnant, which
Yeah.
that's an Omegaverse thing. Like, if you're trying to take this like cisgender man and change his secondary gender so he goes from alpha to omega and now he can get pregnant and whatever, that is like strictly an Omega. Like you can't tell us that didn't happen because that did happen.
Right? Like that was a core like friendship issue at one point, right?
Yeah.
Like um and that's what becomes problematic now is she's talking about how if there's still a baby related in this, that
Hmm.
there's just gonna be a woman in there. It's either gonna be adoption or you're gonna have a friggin' woman as an incubator, basically. Like, are you
Yeah.
kidding me? The show had one woman in it the entire time, and it was somebody auctioning like children, um, or bidding on children. Like that was it. One woman. There I don't think there was a single other woman in the entire
I
show.
don't remember any. Like
Like there
unless they
might
were in like the background, you know.
yeah, I think when we did the rewatch for the episode recording, we looked for women.
Hmm.
And the only one I remember is when they were doing the auction at the very end. There was a woman there.
There are no named female characters, at
No.
least none
Right?
that
The
have
Bechtel
like
test does not exist here.
no. And you know what? And I was kind of okay with it because
Yeah, it was
I was
funny, but
yeah. I was like it does it okay. It kind of makes sense within Omegaverse. Just if you're gonna do like a show where it's only like you only have male characters, there are like no women in this universe. I'm like, I guess it kind of works with the world building of Omegaverse because like,
Mhm,
you know, there you have alphas and betas and omegas, and that kind of fulfills the gender roles that reflect
mhm.
our society. But okay, so now you're going to take away the Omegaverse, so what we have left is a show where there are no female characters unless they are there to like birth children, which is
Which is
way
so
more
gross.
which is
Yeah,
so much more problematic than just having an Omegaverse show with no women. Like honestly, like
it really
I
is.
would rather they'd be like I don't know. That like that undermines itself completely and I'm like, okay, well now it's kind of problematic like
Right? Like honestly, if I didn't love the cast of the show so much, I don't know that I would watch season 2.
I know.
I just I love everybody so much from the
Mhm.
show. Whether it's you know Pavel, Pooh,
Way.
Way, you know
Yeah.
Not Way.
Oh wait,
Um,
not.
you know
Yeah.
like I just love all of them so much, but it's just like what happened? It's one of the, like I'm curious how this is gonna go because
Yeah. Cuz she was still
from
like, well, the script of the show is still up to the showrunners.
yeah.
But like the novel it's based on is not Omegaverse, so she's kind of like, well,
Hmm.
maybe they'll still add it in, but I don't want them to. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So it's gonna be on the racing side more because like the show started like racing heavy and then it was still a relevant part throughout the show, but it wasn't like a big focus. So for it to be a
Hmm.
big focus now is just like I don't want a racing show.
I know. That's kind of the thing I loved about Pit Babe was like, okay, is it the best show ever? No, but it's like crazy and wild and weird, and I
It
was
was
like, I love that.
fun.
Yeah, it was super fun, and I was like, yeah, I'm like down for that. Also, I don't even know like the show wraps up after the first season. Like some characters are flat out dead, but I guess they'll be back, or they'll have an evil twin that'll be back.
Yeah.
Apparently, is the other thing we've heard.
Yeah, so spoilers for season 2 so far. So Nut is back, but Wei is not. Nut is playing a character named either Chris or Christ. I don't know if there's a T at the end or not,
Uh-huh.
who happens to look like Wei.
Identically.
Um, right? But he's a scientist, and I don't. Somehow he's gonna get together with what was it, Kenta? Not Kenta.
Oh, Pete?
Pete. Yeah. Apparently he and Pete are gonna end up together. Um,
Okay.
when I'm like, okay, like they built that up with him with Pete and Wei, but like
Yeah. But
Pete needs some therapy if
Ye-
that's what happens.
yeah.
Um,
Oh God.
right? Like I was honestly I'm rooting for Pete and Kenta.
Yeah,
So
they had a thing too. So.
yeah. I know even Kim is gonna come back. So like the one that makes the least sense now because now we know what's happened with Nut because Nut didn't make any sense either. We watched Wei die.
Yeah.
We also watched Tony die.
I don't know how they're gonna bring him back unless they're just like, oh, he actually got shot and then went to the hospital and then like recovered.
Yeah, because I mean I guess we didn't have a funeral for him, right?
Yeah. Well,
So
we did have funeral for other characters that came back to life, so
True,
they could just do it
but
again. I
we
don't
knew that
know.
was fake.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even
so
know what season 2 will the plot is gonna be about, because like the whole season 1 was like trying to take down Tony, who was running this child trafficking ring. It's
yeah,
like, okay, what's left now? I guess just if we don't have that,
racing.
we don't have Omegaverse, we just have racing. And I'm like,
It's so boring.
I don't care.
No, I don't either. Like you can have the racing element in a show, that's fine, but like
Yeah.
to make the whole thing about racing after having such an interesting plot the first time,
Mhm.
I don't get it.
I
And
don't
I will
get it
say from
either.
they are filming. They are already filming. We had Q6 already.
Mhm.
And every photo I have seen has been racing related.
Yeah. I I honestly I do hope the showrunners kind of go behind the author's back again and just add in some more Omegaverse elements, cuz if it's completely gone, it's just going to be weird, you know?
Yeah. I will be hate watching.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to watch it, but I'm not
Yeah.
going to expect much from it, I guess. I'm just
No.
confused more than anything else. I've never in my life have I ever seen an author do this. To
No.
Especially to her most successful work. And it's such a big FU to fans who
Mhm.
like supported her work and loved her work, and you know uh, like it's okay, a lot of people who like it because they like Omegaverse, but now you're just I don't know.
Yeah, calling Omegaverse problematic just doesn't make sense to me. Like I don't understand how it's problematic. Like
Yeah, that's like calling
it,
anything problematic. Sure, anything can be problematic.
yeah, it's how you address it because you
Mhm.
use those can't talk problematic parts to make a plot, right?
Mhm.
Like you don't excuse them. You're like, okay, this, you can address it. You can also evolve Omegaverse in ways to make it less problematic if you have an issue with whatever the is going on, like the issues that women deal with, you know?
Yeah,
Like come on, okay?
I know.
Um and it's because I don't remember because some people explained where some of it was like problematic, like in Omegaverse in general, but it's stuff that's never brought up in Pit Babe.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, it's like calling, I mean, sure, you can call ice cream problematic. Is some ice cream problematic? Probably. Maybe they're made from cows that are being abused or something, but this ice cream cone is not problematic. So it's sure, you can't call all ice cream problematic just because maybe some of it is. I just feel
Yeah.
you can call anything problematic,
Hmm.
whether and it's just I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what I'm trying to say anymore, but
No, I just okay, we're gonna keep everybody's powers, sure, and then we're
Mhm.
gonna get rid of the Omegaverse element, which made the show interesting because it's as far as I know, like the first show that even touched on Omegaverse. We
Oh
have a
yeah,
Chinese BL or something coming out that's like deep in Omegaverse that I'm kind of curious about.
yeah.
Um,
But yeah, I'm pretty sure Pippe was the first
yeah.
live on-screen adaptation
Mhm.
of Omegaverse, and I feel that's kind of brought in a lot of fans, you know.
Mhm.
So
So,
interesting
we'll see.
choice.
Yeah.
We will see.
And
I'll still be watching it, but we said, if they just bring in one woman to give birth to a baby and that's it, I'm gonna be fucking pissed, you know?
yeah, I the reviews from me will not be good.
No. Yeah. To no, and
uh,
it's sad because it's to no fault of anyone except now the
the author and the
source
script
material
writers.
is coming
Yeah.
from. So it's kind of
Yeah,
what can you
it's
do at that point? Especially
yeah.
season 2. It's you think you know what you've signed on for, and now it's completely
Mhm.
changed. So
Yeah. Yeah, definitely no hate to like Pooh Pavel and everyone else.
yeah,
And
I'm
on
sure
the flip
they'll
side,
do it the best they can with everything they have to work with.
yeah, I mean, I think from the way Pavel's been talking in his like broadcast channel on Instagram, I think he's really excited to be filming again. So,
That's good. Yeah.
um, yeah, and then Pooh and Pavel go straight into their next show as soon as this one's done filming. So,
Hmm.
he said there's basically no break in between the two shows. So, maybe we get 2 shows from him this year if they back to back like that.
Yeah, I'm down for it. I would love. I mean, Pip Babe. At this point, it's been a minute since I've seen like Pavel and Pooh and anything. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because their new shows got announced a while ago now.
The Goddess Bless You
Yeah.
one. Yeah, that we've been hearing about that for quite a while.
Yeah. Because that one, season 2 got announced, and then like Nuts show got announced, which we knew was going to be delayed, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my rant anyway.
Yeah. Keeping up with studios. This is kind of less news at this point now. So last year, probably around this time last year, maybe a little later into the year, Wabi Sabi ended their contracts with a lot of like their actors. That's when Boone left. Prem, I don't think was ever actually under Wabi Sabi. So Boone left, and Sammy left. Santa left. Kuhart left. I forget who else, but it was like a lot of big names left all at once. And everyone was like, "Whoa, wait, what is happening?" And Wabi Sabi announced that they were not going to be doing artist management anymore. They just wanted to do show production. I was like, cool, that's fine. Pretty much everyone besides Kuhart went to GMM.
Yeah.
Which was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And Prem also joined GMM, which was one of those where it kind of came out of nowhere, but I think that was to keep Boone Prem together.
Yeah.
So we had that, and then I thought that was it. I thought we were done with Wabi Sabi actors. And then like last week sometime, Wabi Sabi just like drops another like flock of text that the Thailand like way of announcing stuff.
It scares me.
It scares me too. I don't know if it's some K-pop trauma I have or
yeah,
what.
Definitely.
But when I open up Twitter and I just see a big block of text, I'm like, oh my God. But shout out to them. They always have the English translation.
Oh yeah. I don't have to go to the comments and like scour. Because yeah, normally when it's like, oh, official announcement from a company, because I'm also into K-pop, it's like this member's left the group or some shit. But like, at least with like VL, sometimes it's just like, yeah, this actor has food poisoning and like won't be on set for today.
So Wabi Sabi announced another end of like a lot of actors. It was like a long list. It was like 10 or so actors again.
I didn't recognize any of them, but yeah.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
But it was really funny how many people have already forgotten that Wabi Sabi was like, we're done doing the actor thing. And because everyone was like, what's happening? And like people in the comments were like, guys, chill. They said they weren't doing artist management anymore. It's fine.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. I don't know these names anyway, so maybe they'll get to actually do some work or something after this.
Yeah.
But on your end with talking about, hey, somebody's got food poisoning or whatever, Force. I completely forgot about this, but Force, like a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago now, got food poisoning apparently. And so he had to cancel an event or something like that. And so the typical statement, hey, he's sick, he's gonna be fine, he went to the hospital, whatever. Force comes on Twitter and goes, I have had diarrhea for a week.
Oh my God.
How do I fix this, guys? I'm tired of this.
Awful. The fact that he's like, I'm so desperate, I'm just gonna go to Twitter. I'm gonna tell everyone about my problems. Maybe I'll get a solution.
So I was in the comments of it. I was looking, and people are giving him advice, and he's like, "Yeah, doctor said to do this and this." And like he's in there like full on with like the fans, like explaining why, like either what he's tried or like what the doctor recommended opposite of what people are telling him. I was cracking up. I felt so bad.
Yeah, poor guy. That's a situation you don't want to be in.
No,
but that's funny. He's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna ask my fans.
Yeah, I mean, if they're there, right? But it was so funny. I mean, I cannot imagine being that desperate.
Yeah.
Because I know they said it was food poisoning, but it sounded almost a little like norovirus or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because I was like, if it's been a week, you got some bug or something, like.
Yeah, that's a little more than food poisoning.
Yeah.
Because like food poisoning, every time I've had it, has been like 24 hours of like your body like rejecting everything to like reset basically, and then you're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I cracked up because like I saw his I think tweet before I saw like the official statement from GMM, so I was like, whoa.
Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah. So chaos as usual.
Yeah.
It's GM. It's all BL actors, but GMM has like a specific breed of weird.
They do.
And speaking of GMM,
Mhm.
Barcode. I don't know
Yeah.
what his deal was last year.
I don't either. He's been like bouncing around companies.
Yeah, so Barcode started at Beyond Cloud with Ken Porsche, right? I don't know if he did anything before Ken Porsche, but that's where I know him from. And so April of last year, he leaves Beyond Cloud, which I think surprised not many people. So I've heard that Beyond Cloud is also trying to get out of the actor management side of things and just do production. I don't know if that's true or not because that was fan comments. But yeah, so he leaves Beyond Cloud and he joins A Plan Entertainment in May. And everyone was like, okay, random but cool. And like it gets announced that he's gonna join like a boy group too with like two
Yeah, what
two
happened
guys
with that?
from I don't know because it was like two guys from some like Korean like K-pop survival show.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one they were on, but so like he with them, and so they all three are on this thing together, and like they start doing like minor promotions together and stuff like that. Like nothing, and then I didn't even hear that he left. Apparently he left in September. I missed that announcement.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden in October he starts his own label. I'm like, okay, that checks out. He just wants to do his own thing. That's fine. Honestly, with him being as close to Jeff as he is, it makes sense that I'm like, oh, maybe Jeff is guiding him to be able to do this himself, right? And then I don't know what's going on with his own label because in December he joined GMM TV.
Yeah. He moved around a lot in the last year. Like,
like
yeah, I don't know.
I don't either. So maybe GMM will stick. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm curious like what GMM would put him in and like who they would pair him with. You know?
Yeah, it's weird because like he's still got Happy Ending with Jeff, right? Like Jeff clearly does like shows without him, right? Because he just did the one that was on Netflix. It was a movie or something, I think, right?
Yeah, the Paradise of Thorns.
Yeah,
that one. Which I wanted to watch, and they were like, "Oh, it's coming out on Netflix." And I went to Netflix, and they were like, "Actually, it's not coming to U.S. Netflix." And I was like, "God damn it! I really wanted to watch this movie."
Gotta get a VPN.
I know, I do.
Yeah, I do too. Hey, if the one VPN company that sponsors everybody, if you want to sponsor us,
yeah, we will. I will religiously use it to watch all these shows.
Yeah, we'll push it. It's fine. Yeah, so I don't know what's happening with the boy group from A Plan, and he didn't get announced in anything from the GMM TV 2025, right?
No.
So
nothing.
So unless he does like side character stuff, which is hard to see him as just a side character because I mean
he's super popular.
Yeah, he was in Ken Porsche's Porsche's little brother, Porsche or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
And
he was in Dead Friends Forever.
Yeah, as a lead. So it'd be kind of not a step backwards. I don't want to, that sounds a little insulting to like people who play side characters, but like it's a very interesting move to go from being a lead in shows to I don't know. And I can't think of anyone who's not paired up in GMM that would fit him.
I agree. That's like, yeah, that's the other thing too. Cause like Barcode's interesting because he's very, very young, but most of the shows that he has done have been more mature and stuff. And like, so, and then GMM doesn't really do darker shows for the most part. Like most of the shows they do are office or school dramas or whatever. They're not like the things that he's been acting in. So yeah,
which I mean, we're seeing a shift in that a little bit. You have the Heart Killers, and then Dare You to Death is going to be a little different, I think. And
yeah, but it's
so
like they don't have anything
out.
like like
they don't do a lot of the racy stuff. Yeah,
the more racy stuff they kind of don't
go
near. So Yeah, I
I can't
don't.
I can't imagine like First Cow Tongue doing like an NC scene like out of Kin 4.
Oh God, that I
It's not
can't
their
even
vibe.
imagine it. No. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I wonder who he would be paired with and stuff.
Yeah, it would.
Because he's like someone who has like he has so many fans. Like people would
Mm-hmm.
watch a show just because he's in it. So
Yeah.
I feel like he like should get his own show. But they're making so many shows right now, and he just joined the company, so it
Yeah.
might be a while
Which
before we see that.
which GMM TV is making me eat my words with like the our talk on the 2025 and me going, yeah, we're not gonna see anything for a while, and now they're already working on so many shows.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Well,
Like,
just
I'm glad, but
how long it took for them to work on some of the shows from the previous show
yeah.
announcement. I wasn't expecting anything soon either.
Mm-mm. The only one I was expecting was the Jimmy C one,
Yeah.
which they've started doing pre-production stuff for. So
Yeah.
I was correct there.
Yeah.
But also they've started on the Great In one, the what is it, Memoir of Rati or whatever it was.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and I think there was a third one that they were starting pre-production on. I don't remember though.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I don't know what's gonna happen with Barcode.
I know. I feel like so many projects he's in, like the Uju Bakery and stuff too. It's just like we hear about it and then like it never happens, and I'm like,
Yeah.
poor guy.
Oh, I wonder. I bet he didn't get announced for a show for 2025 because he is still doing the one with Jeff. He's doing Happy Ending,
Oh, okay.
which, according to Jeff's schedule, they already started last month having meetings for it, and they have pre-production meetings, I think script meetings this month again.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're
Hey,
slowly getting somewhere
if we're
because it
actually
hasn't
getting
been
that
on.
one, that would be great.
Yeah, I think we'll get that one because that
Yeah,
one is
Jeff
yeah,
actually doing it.
Jeff's, yeah. Because he's writing the script and everything, and he did a lot of the casting and stuff like that already. So, I think the big thing was getting funding. So I think if
Mm-hmm.
they're already meeting for script stuff, maybe we have some funding. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
very, very interesting. I was surprised to hear that, to be honest.
yeah, the move to GMM really surprised me.
Mm-hmm. Me as well.
Yeah, honestly, I think the hard part with doing your own label is if you don't have a ship partner, right? Because the ones that I
Yeah.
see that do have their own labels, like Yen War, they're they have their own label, but that was with another pair. I don't remember who the other pair was, but it was like they were paired together already, so it made sense for them to be there. And then there's other ones because it's like Bilkin and PB
Oh,
Crit. They're in their
yeah.
own company too, right?
Yeah,
I
I think
think.
so.
And so there's like a few, but it makes sense when you're like with a ship partner, so that way like you guys come together. I think when you're solo, it's a little tougher.
Yeah.
Um, 'Cause like Up hasn't done a lot in the past either.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Up Poom are solid now, even if Poom's under a different company.
Yeah.
Um,
It's just
and
like it's
then
hard because I feel like Barcode does. I mean, he's been like paired with Jeff, but like not really because of the age gap and stuff, and so he doesn't really like have a partner.
yeah,
Like Jeff kind of is his partner, but like
he is, but he isn't. They
yeah,
never made it like a formal like permanent ship because I think both of them have done other stuff, right? So Jeff
yeah.
just did the or Paradise of Thorns,
Mm-hmm.
and then Barcode had whatever pairing he had in Dead Friends Forever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I didn't watch more than one episode, so I assume
Yeah.
he had a pairing.
Yeah. I also that's when I keep like wanting to start and then I'm just like not in the mood for something scary,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I have to watch it during the day, and I never think about it during the
yeah.
day.
Yeah. So I am kind of curious like who they will pair him with and yeah, I don't know. It is interesting.
Yeah.
He's like he's a different case. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know any other actors kind of in his shoes, so I can't really
Yeah.
compare it to any other situation.
I will I will say, I've seen him with like Gemini and Fourth a lot lately, just
Mm-hmm.
hanging out like as friends,
Aw.
and he's just as goofy as those two are.
Yeah.
And so I'm not used to seeing him quite that goofy. So it's kind of a reminder of he is still like a teenager or whatever, like early 20s. And I'm like, okay, he could do. I have a hard time seeing him do something like my school president, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
I know, but that they might stick him in something like that. We'll see.
maybe.
Maybe he'll get paired with one of the other Lycan boys. Maybe.
Just trying to think.
Maybe with June.
I need.
That's not his name, but that's his name in the show.
It's Nut.
Nut.
Is his name. Yeah. Yeah. Because I was like, Lego, I want with Diamond.
Yeah.
But there's also like a push, I think, for OhmNanon. So, Hong is Pepper, I think.
Or Dylan.
No,
I think it's
Dylan. It's Dylan. It's Dylan. So there's a push for that.
I know all their Tampo names. I'm like now trying to remember their real names. Interesting. Okay.
So there's a push for OhmNanon. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see that because they've been like playing around with that, I think, in the show a little bit, but in the last episode at least. So maybe because I mean, there's also Tui. I don't know how you say his name correctly. It's Tui.
Oh, okay.
I'm pronouncing it how
I don't know if
Korean,
I know who that is.
That's if it's not Dylan, it's Pepper.
Okay, Pepper. I see.
So, yeah. Those are the two that I still get flipped a little bit because they have not the same hairstyle, but they have similar ones. Because when I look at them, I know who's who. It's just when I think about them by like hair, I'm like I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could see maybe someone not. He just can't have Lego because I need Lego and Diamond.
I agree.
I don't know how we're gonna get it because Diamond's not part of GMM either. But like, I need it.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I think Diamond also needs it.
Yeah. I mean, they've already been doing stuff together, so you know.
Yeah, they did the dance together because Diamond has been like trying hard for a while. He's been pursuing that, and then they spent the Lunar New Year together. So.
Aww. Cute.
Yeah. Which I guess speaking of relationships.
Yeah.
I will say, asterisk to this. We're not gonna speculate on relationships. This is all like
it's not that kind of
stuff.
Gossip corner.
Yeah, I don't like speculating on stuff. I go by what people say. I don't always believe what they say, boss Noel, but but you know, we're not gonna speculate. It's all for fun anyway. Like whatever.
Yeah.
But in other news, so gay marriage was legalized in Thailand finally, like officially.
Yay!
Like we have this now.
Yeah, like it passed through Congress finally. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was like 120 days waiting, something, whatever. So we finally hit that on like January 10th, somewhere around there, like the 10th or the 17th. It was because poor Sharm got married. So they're older BL actors, I think.
Yeah, they were like social media influencers. Basically, they're like a couple, and then I think mostly because of that, like they had a fan base. I think they did a little bit of acting, but they weren't like. I don't think they're typically considered like actors above anything else.
So, but yeah, so they got married, and their wedding photos and like the clips and stuff were super cute. There was at one point it was very dramatic, like flying through the air moment for part of it, like the reception or something. But I'm so here for it. I know they filmed a lot of like stuff for it to do like a reality show.
Okay.
I don't know if that's come out yet or not. I haven't looked.
I'm not sure.
So, but we will get a lot of content, and I'm actually really excited for it.
Yeah.
Because their engagement was already really cute. I don't. They didn't waste a lot of time between getting engaged, but they've been together for like 10 years or something like that. They've been together a long time.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, there were just like mass weddings on the day it was legalized. I was like, I love this so much. Like, yeah, so adorable.
So on the other side, Mew and Toll finally. So they had always said that they would like clarify their relationship if gay marriage got legalized.
Yeah.
And so they did, right? They did. And then not long after that, Mew proposes.
Yay.
And it is the greatest. It's so cute. It's
Mm-hmm.
so cute. So if you haven't seen this, there's YouTube videos on this. So what happened was Mew does a lot of music on the side, right? And so he did a music video and he got told to be like the male lead in the music video for him. And so he had to have had all this stuff set up for so
Mm-hmm.
long. And so he was doing like a press event or something for the music video coming out, and he goes to ask Tool to come up on stage, and Tool was like, "Oh, I just thought, because I was in the music video, it made sense. He just wanted to do whatever." But then, like, he gets up on stage, and then Mew just immediately goes down to like one knee and proposes. It's so cute.
Uh,
And Tool like runs off stage and goes and gets a ring and brings him back because he was also prepared. And what happened was Tool apparently was always wearing a ring just in case.
yeah.
And apparently before the event started, Mew made him take his rings off in anticipation.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so cute, and like Tool is like crying all the time. There's so much footage of this too. It's so cute. I'm so happy for them.
Mm-hmm. I am
Um,
too. Yeah, they're an iconic couple. Like,
they are.
I
Um,
am so happy that like, I mean, they're both like they're more veteran actors when it comes to
mhm,
BL in a way, and so it is really cool to see that like they're probably like the first couple that I'm aware of that they were like both famous BL actors that
mhm.
went public with their relationship together.
Yeah. Um,
That I
I
can think
think
of.
I think in Japan, I think there were some couples, or Taiwan or something like that. There's been some couples, but as far as Thailand goes, they're the first one I know of.
Yeah.
Um, but what was interesting is that they're not like ship partners, you know?
Yeah, yeah. They were paired with other people, so
So I get Zenunu might have had them beat because
yeah.
it depends on if you believe Zenunu, right?
Hmm.
Because they've said that they're together,
Yeah. And I
and no one
totally
believes them for some
yeah,
reason.
I'm like I totally believe it, like but yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, it doesn't take much watching Xenu to tell it's legit.
Yeah.
Like, and they've said at this point they've said it pretty bluntly
Hmm.
because there for a while they kind of skirted around it, but now they're just kind of like, yes, that is my person. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay.
I think like Mutual, like they when they like went public with it, they were like on like a popular variety show and they
Yeah.
kind of talked in depth about like yeah, like about our relationship and how we met and started dating and stuff. So I think maybe then
Hmm.
people were like, "Oh, like this is like this." I mean, people speculated for
Yeah.
quite a while before this because they were like living together and always together and stuff. But I
I
think
mean, it
like
was like
that
back
was
and
like,
forth to New York when Tool was in school.
yeah, yeah. I'm so
So,
happy for them.
yeah, so a wedding would be in the next year or two is what I have heard
Hmm.
because I think it's Toll's grandparents wants to see the wedding. So I think there's a little pressure to have it done sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
But I also think it is going to be one of the most elaborate weddings
Oh my god,
we
I
will
feel
ever
like they're
see.
both so extra.
Yes.
Like just
In the
based
best
on
way.
yeah, just based on how like the proposal was done, like I'm expecting something grand probably.
Yes. And so I think the planning to get all of that done is a lot of work
Mm,
from the way Mew was talking.
yeah.
So, um, while I think we will have a wedding in the next 2 years, it's not going to be in the next couple months.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So,
Uh,
in less exciting
oh, this is so sad.
relationship news, yeah. So again, we're not going to speculate on causes or anything here.
Hmm.
There's plenty of places to do that elsewhere, but because at least half of this has asked us not to,
Hmm.
we're just going to talk about what actually happened and then leave it at that. But Pong and Tong from Beyond Cloud.
Hmm.
Um, the whole situation was a little weird to me to begin with. Not them
Yeah.
being together. So I don't have the timeline written down, but it's like towards the end of last year, like in the fall or whatever, there's like a Beyond Cloud party. And like somewhere in there, Pond, who's the CEO of Beyond Cloud, like tweets out of like, oh, two of our favorite people have like announced that they're together to us and gone like public within us, whatever, like in our group, whatever. and like tweeted it out on like Twitter and was like, yeah, and everyone was like, that's a weird thing to tweet.
Imagine your boss soft launching your relationship. Like kind of like hard
Right?
launching, but like he didn't say who, but I think everyone knew.
Yeah, so
You
that was
know?
everyone went straight to Pong and Tong because
Yeah.
that was like apparently the worst kept secret, from my understanding. I was not in on all that. Like I know Tong because they were both in Kin Force, but Pong was like
Mhm.
some random side character. And like I know Tong from that, and like I know everyone loves Tong because like Tong apparently is just good people from what I've seen and heard
Yeah.
from people talk about him because that's honestly of all of the BL actors, he's the one I hear like praised the most
Mhm.
for being just a good person.
Yeah.
And like I know he's like adopted like his friend's kid after the friend passed away or something like that. And so like I knew all about Tong. I don't really know much about Pong.
Yeah.
And so to have this weird like soft launch where everyone was like, clearly it's those two. It's either gonna be those two or it's gonna be like two random staffers.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, right.
that's your
It's
options right
actually
now. It's the
the two lighting guys.
right.
The two holding the boom mics are actually in love.
That would be cute too,
Yeah,
honestly.
I'm down. I ship it.
Um, I know at one point people were like, "Is it Mile Appo?" And it's like you have not paying attention to that drama. Um,
Yeah.
which spoiler on that, Mile has a girlfriend. It's a whole thing. Um,
Oh my god.
right? And heaven forbid. Um, they had a divorce era from that too, though. So I mean, I guess there
Mhm.
was some drama.
Yeah.
We're just now out of that divorce era. And so Pong and Tong, like maybe like a month later, I think finally go public themselves, and they're like, "Yeah, it was us. Hey guys, we've been together for 3 years," and we're like, "Oh, cool,
Yeah.
great,
Congrats.
good time, have fun, happy for you guys, right?"
Mhm.
And then last month they split up,
Oh,
which
no.
sucks. I we're not gonna speculate why.
Yeah.
I hate that it was one of those if they were together for 3 years and then they're public for like a couple months and then they split. Like
Yeah.
that's so
It's really
unfortunate that they had to go through the stress of going public.
mhm. And then now you have
So,
to go through a breakup publicly, and it's like,
yeah,
you know.
which was interesting because like everyone was like super like Tom got the fan base in the divorce,
Yeah. Yeah.
basically. Which to be fair, I think Tong is a more established actor
Mhm.
and more well known anyway, so I think that's how it would have gone regardless of what happened.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, because everyone was like, it's fine, that's where Tong has asked us not to speculate, which is why we're not gonna speculate on what happened. None of our business. And we wouldn't speculate anyway, but more so now because he has asked.
Yeah.
Not us specifically, but in general. Um,
Mhm.
and so but I was reading like not even like the actors wrote like on like Tong's message on like Twitter and like replied and liked and whatever, but maybe not on Pong's. So like
Ye
like there's a big divide there, and I'm like,
yeah.
okay. Um, so it was really interesting. And then like a week ago, Pong left Beyond Cloud.
A little
So
messy.
right, like I feel so that's where I heard that Beyond Cloud is going away from artist management, so
Mhm.
it could
Could
be
just
that his
be
contract
that.
was up.
Yeah.
And it's
Also,
just really unfortunate timing.
I don't think he was doing much under them
No.
anyway, so yeah. It's not like
Yeah,
that
that's
weird, but like the timing is like, oh, oh no.
yeah, just super unfortunate.
Yeah.
Um, because yeah, I heard that maybe he's not really into acting too much.
Mhm.
Again, I don't know much about him, so I don't know what else he does. I don't know if he's on the music scene or something like that. Um, but yeah, that was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Which is what happens, right? When you go public on a relationship, sometimes they don't end happily ever after, but
Mhm.
I hate it.
Yeah, I know. It's sad because anytime like actors go public about their relationship, like especially if they're LGBT, it's like really exciting and stuff because
Hmm.
that's like yay, queer love and joy, and that's like
Right?
we're so happy for you, and then it's like oh, then we broke up, and it's like oh, oh no, that
Yeah.
sucks.
Especially when it's one that you're like, okay, I know they've been together for 3 years, so they really
Yeah.
waited, and so
Yeah.
that's where you're like, oh, you're committed, and then it's like, oh,
Yeah.
yikes.
Yeah.
Um,
Bad.
so, but then we have Boss Knoll, which I hinted at earlier.
What?
I
What are they doing? They're just like making out in public at dinner.
Yeah, they're at like a Me Mind Why dinner. It's like them and Mamie and like all kinds of other people there. Like it's a room full of people.
Yeah.
And they're on a FaceTime call with Dao, by the way.
Oh,
That's who.
really?
Like it was Dao and Off-Road and somebody else I didn't
Oh, I didn't know
recognize.
that.
So that's I don't know who's holding the phone, but it's one of them is holding a phone. That's who they're FaceTiming because Dao took a screenshot of like
Oh,
the call and posted it, right? So, but they're full on smooching.
Yeah.
Like
At dinner in front of everyone.
Boss is all over Noel,
Uh,
which is not uncommon, to
mhm.
be fair. It is not uncommon at all for him to be all over Noel and Noel just to take it, or
Yeah.
also be clingy, depending. Because it's not uncommon for Noel to just go sit in Boss's lap.
Yeah.
Um, but Noel will go, "Oh, we're just good friends," and Boss will either go, "Yeah," or he'll go, "I was drunk, I don't remember anything." That's like his two modes, and it's like,
Uh,
okay,
yeah. There are probably a
but
couple
this
drinks involved at this dinner, but dude, the video's crazy. I'm like,
it's so wild.
yeah.
And I just, they say this is like the only time I speculate because they say they're just good friends, but like, I also have good friends. And
Yeah.
there's not a single one of them, male or female, that I would want to kiss in that way. Like, okay, I guess.
Yeah. I guess if like for work and you're constantly kissing this person in front of other people, like maybe it wouldn't be so weird to do like casually if you are just friends, I guess. But
But like,
also like it's nuts, it's crazy.
right? Because they didn't know they were being filmed. So this
Mm,
is not a fan service thing,
yeah.
right? Which I don't think any of their stuff is fan service. I think it's all genuine,
Mhm.
whatever it is, because I think they just go with whatever they feel like doing. Because
Yeah.
it's the same as like Fort Pete. I think maybe they ham it up a little bit as fan service, but I also think they're just there having a good time and being goofy.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't understand. I
I don't
don't
either. I
understand.
will say I've never had a friendship like that.
No. Um, but I will say their chemistry is impeccable.
It is.
I am watching Boy Next World. We had a scene where their chemistry was just
Chemistry.
it was so good. Yeah, it was. Sometimes I'm like, this is why I loved Love in the Air
Mhm.
because their chemistry, because they were what sold me initially. I think I jumped over to Fort Pete being my favorite, but that's just because Fort is adorable.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, that was a video. Let me tell you, I watched that and I'm like, what did I just
I
watch?
I thought the same thing. I was like, "Oh, feels like something I shouldn't be
And
seeing."
yeah, I was like, why is this being posted publicly?
Yeah.
Which maybe it was the one who posted it, and I assume she got their permission.
Yeah.
I can't imagine her like posting something like that that would get them in trouble or something, or be more than they'd be willing to share.
Mhm.
So I don't know. They seem fine.
Yeah, good for them.
Um, and then probably lastly, unless I think of something, Earth Mix is another one where I'm like, what's going on there?
Yeah.
Because Earth like randomly moved into Mix's house,
Mhm. Yeah, they're like
which is
living together now.
Earth moved home.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he moved
Oh.
home in the last few
Oh,
days.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, Earth has been at Mix's place for like months.
Mhm.
Because his house was getting renovated. So he just moved in with Mix, and I was reading up on it. He brought nothing with him. He didn't even bring clothes with him, apparently.
Okay.
So
He is actually they are the Osan's love characters, like in real life. I'm starting to feel like the more I see of like Earth and his real personality, I'm like, okay, so he's much more like, I forget the character's name. What is?
Hang.
Oh yeah, he's much more like Hang than his other characters.
Mm-hmm. And I don't remember Mix's character's name, but I think that's also the same
Mhm.
because Is it Momo?
Yeah, Mo. They usually
Okay,
just call him,
Mo.
but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's where I was like, Momo doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, because apparently Mix likes taking care of Earth.
Mhm.
He like cooks for him and like apparently gave him clothes. So like whatever interview I was watching where they were talking about it, Earth was like, yeah, all of this is Mix's clothes.
Oh my god. They're just oh my god, what's like that form of acting called? They're method acting.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, yeah, to prepare for Osan's love because it's too the same, you know.
Yeah, it's so funny because everyone at first was like, what do you mean you two moved in together?
Mhm.
And then I was like, I mean, I'm not that surprised, but
No.
also what? And
Yeah.
then it's like, oh, Mix is taking care of you. Oh, okay. And I was like, And now it's like you literally brought nothing with you. How do you move out for renovations and not bring like some clothes?
He's already got a toothbrush there. It's fine. Don't ask.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he went home last week sometime.
His house is done renovating.
I guess so.
They took out all the stair railings on all the stairs now. That's the renovation.
Yeah. Gosh. But I did learn, in one of those interviews where I was watching, Mix actually moved in with Earth first.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
during COVID, when they were having to quarantine, Mix moved in with Earth, and like in the interview, they were like same room, and they were like yes, same room, and they were like, well, that's not quarantining, and they were like, we were bored. I'm like, what does that mean?
They're quarantining together, like I
Yeah.
guess.
So
Yeah, I know that like Mix has done lives and other interviews before where he'll be like, "Yeah, I'm alone," and then like some man will sneeze in the background or something, and people are like, "Okay, that's Earth."
yeah,
So
you're totally alone.
yeah, I know they've definitely like cohabited together
Hmm.
before. So
Which I think is so cute.
yeah,
Oh.
I love Earth and Mix like
Hmm.
just as like a pairing in real life and on off screen and stuff like that. I just every time I see like a video of them, I'm like, oh my god, like they're so precious.
Hmm. Yeah, they're another one where I'm like, I don't know if they're together. I don't know if they're not. I don't feel like they get asked that often, honestly. I think
Yeah.
people actually are pretty chill about it with them.
I do know like there was like one time where I think Mix posted like an Instagram story and there was like a photo in the background that people were like, "Oh,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
that's like
yeah.
a couple photo of you and Earth," and so he
Mm-hmm.
like deleted it and stuff. But
Yeah.
like yeah, I feel like other than that, they don't really people
Yeah.
I
'Cause
think people maybe just kind of like respect their privacy on that like because it's pretty obvious they don't want to like whether they are or not. I don't think they ever have wanted to publicly like confirm or deny, I
Mhm.
guess.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that no one asks about it because like I all I can think of is like all the other like ships where people are like, "Are you? Aren't you?" And like
Mm-hmm.
everyone constantly asks.
Yeah, I wonder if like I feel like if you're I don't know how it works in Thailand, but I feel like usually in interviews if an actor doesn't want to be asked about something, like they let the
Hmm.
interviewer know ahead of time. So I don't know, maybe if it's just something like, oh, hey, when you interview them, like just don't ask about the relationship
Maybe.
status. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, good for them and good for like however they got it figured out to where people don't constantly ask that question.
Yeah.
Um, because that question has got to get old for some of these.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
Like,
it's the thing is you can't win either way because
mm-mm.
it's like so you have the ones that go like boss Noel that are like no we're just friends and like okay whatever you say sure
Mm-hmm.
but then you have the ones that are like Zinunu or even like Dawu and Off Road like Dawu has like gone off on people at this point
Mm-hmm.
like on like Twitch streams or whatever gone off of like I don't know what else you want me to say he is my person type of a thing
Mm-hmm.
right and Zinunu have said it 50,000 different ways
Yeah.
and people
Still
still
don't
don't believe
believe
either of
it.
them.
Yeah. So yeah, there
And I'm
really
like
is no winning.
like all you have to do is watch Dao next to Off Road and how clingy and like possessive he gets of him. Cause like my favorite is Dao's birthday was like not too long ago, and he had an event like a fan event for it, and like Off Road was there of course, right? And Off-road is like at the table. So Dao is on the road or on the stage performing, and off-road's like on the floor, like standing at a table, dancing along with it, whatever. And there's somebody else like standing next to him. I think it's another celebrity, it's just one I don't recognize. And they're like dancing kind of together, whatever. And Dao literally like flies off of the thing. Like one hand like jumps off the stage to come down and like get in between the two of them and dance that way. He like puts space between them. It's so funny.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, and so like you have stuff like that where I'm like, okay, like yes, maybe that was fan service, but also he didn't need to jump off the stage dramatically to go get between them, like in the middle of a performance.
Mhm.
Like also like I don't think he's like that like possessive to where he actually had a problem with it. I think he's just being cute,
Yeah.
but like come on. Like if he says this is my person and this is how he acts around the person that he calls his person, like they have rings, like come on.
Yeah. At some point it's like, okay, like you just have
Yeah.
to like take it at face value, you know.
Yeah. So it's one of those I'm like, I'm gonna go with whatever the actors say. If they
Yeah.
say we're just friends, I might not believe it, but that's what we're gonna go with for now.
Yeah, right.
Until they tell me otherwise. If they tell me they're what is it, Fane? Then that's what they are.
Mhm.
It's boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever in Thai. Um, whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt me any.
No.
I think it's fun to ship as long as you do like playfully until they tell you to knock it off.
Yeah.
Or they
And like not
'cause-
to like their face a lot of the times, I feel
Yeah.
like, you know, I probably wouldn't go up to an actor and be like, "Hey, are you dating this person or whatever?"
No,
But
I
it's
couldn't
like,
imagine.
but like, yeah, I'm so happy to like sit back and like, you know, fangirl over their
Watch the
interactions and stuff and like
right.
think like they're cute, you know, whatever. Like, but I'm not gonna
Yeah,
harass
'cause
them about it.
no, no, I'm gonna go with whatever vibes they're giving me. If they're
Yeah.
gonna flirt on Twitter, then I'm gonna join in on
Yeah,
it,
I'm gonna eat it up, you know?
Right? Yeah, like if I'm gonna watch June get mad at Dunk because Dunk happened to be around another man, like
Mhm.
that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, like, and like that's, I don't know.
like
They
honestly,
wouldn't
it's
do
it's
it if
just
they were
fun.
like uncomfortable with that, but like
No,
if you take it too far and stuff, and
yeah,
then like that, it does get uncomfortable.
yeah, because I mean, like the flip side, like you have like with Yin and War, like War will lean into whatever like nonsense because he thinks it's funny, and Yin's over there policing us.
Yeah, yeah,
But it's everything's playful on both ends,
yeah.
so it's fine. It's one of those. I really like in the fan base and Yin War's fan base that like people will like playfully be like, oh yeah, we ship these two, and then Yin will come out of nowhere and be like, absolutely not,
Stop
and everyone
it.
and everyone's like, yeah, we weren't serious anyway. It's fine. So
Yeah.
we're gonna just be like, okay, like you say stop it, but also this happened.
Mm. Yeah.
The latest with that was so they did like a vlog on a trip. I don't think it was their Northern Lights trip. I think it was a different trip they did.
Okay.
And they were sitting like on a beach, like on the sand or something. And this little girl comes up and goes, "Are you two dating?"
Hmm.
and and then they like just look at each other and like War just laughs and then he responds with yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And so it's one of those, it could just be that's the easiest answer to give the girl whatever and
Yeah.
make her, go away. I read somewhere that in an interview they talked about that and that was very edited and that there was parts muted and whatever. So there's something that happened before that
Mm.
that I don't think we know about. But also War has said that he's never gonna like hard launch a relationship, but if
Mhm.
somebody asks, he's also not gonna lie.
Okay.
So there's that. So we're like,
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah. For any couples that don't want a hard launch, I like totally get it. I would not want
No.
my relationship to be
No.
in the public eye. Like obviously like okay, like the mutual engagement was super cute, but also I'm like personally like I never want a public
No.
engagement or anything like
No.
that. Like I don't like being in the public eye in that sense. So
No,
yeah,
I
I definitely
wouldn't.
there are some couples who are okay with it and then some who I think are maybe a little bit more private.
Yeah, like so definitely private like engagement. I wouldn't mind like if I was a celebrity like afterwards being like, "Hey, we're engaged or whatever."
Yeah.
Like that would be fine. I think what's nice with Mew and Toll is that they weren't a ship anyway.
Hmm.
So like it's a little different than when it's like your ship partner, even if you are together. Like if Yin and War are together for some, in the end,
Hmm.
like it's different because they've been, acting together as well. And so everyone's gonna be like, "Haha, I knew it,"
Hmm.
type of a thing. And it's just gonna be really annoying for a while, to be honest.
Yeah. I think that's all the gossip I had.
Yeah, that was.
I mostly just wanted to
was
rant about Pit Babe for a little bit.
I'm still
I
like
just don't get it.
It's been like a month or whatever since that started, and I just every time I see like another Q photo and it's just more of them at the garage, I'm like, I know that's because that's how Qs work, right? They're filming all the scenes at the one location.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm like, if this is all that we're getting.
Yeah.
Pavel said that this week he's filming a shirtless scene, but it is not an NCC.
Oh, okay.
So whatever that means.
Okay. Shower scene, maybe.
Oh God. Is that still in our bingo? Random shower scene?
I think it is. It's in every
I hope
show.
so, because it happens. Yeah. Which, by the way, guys, we have a new bingo thing. It should be out by now. With Bad Buddy. It should be out with Bad Buddy. So, you guys, as you do shows, you should fill it out and tag us in it.
Yeah. It's very fun. Just a bunch of Thai BL tropes. And it's funny to see which ones pop up in like every show. So
yeah,
it'll be on our Instagram and stuff.
All right. Well, as usual, you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at bl.in.the.air. You can find us on Twitter at blintheair. You can find us streaming on Spotify and Apple Music. We're also on camera on Spotify now. You can also find us wherever else you're listening right now. And we're on YouTube as well now with the videos for that too. And come say hi and all those, but also come hang out with us in the Discord server.
Yeah.
If you want to hear the gossip firsthand as it's happening instead of weeks later, that's where you'll find it, because it's me going, oh my God, guys.
Yeah.
Somebody did a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but yeah. So we'll catch you next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.